one of the most popular hikes in Lassen Volcanic National Park. The wonderland of volcanoes in Northern California is Lassen Peak, a hike to the top of a dormant plug dome volcano that last blew its top in the early 1900s. Dominating the landscape of much of the park, the journey to the peak at 10,000 feet is a popular one. However, I'm not a huge fan of peaks for peak's sake, especially on a hot day. I'd rather be doing this. So inspired by a friend I met on the trail, I came up with a better plan.
Tomorrow morning, I am going to be climbing Lassen Peak, and I'm going to do a sunrise climb. Meaning I'm going to probably start around 4 a.m. in the dark. Am I nervous? Oh yeah, of course, I'm always nervous.
So despite my fear of running into a monster, I packed up my campsite at 3 a.m., got in the car.
3:30 in the morning, and I'm driving to the Lassen Peak trailhead, the only man on the mountain.
This is my tip to you. Hike Lassen Peak under the stars and see the sunrise at 10,000 feet.
I am at the foot of Lassen Peak, which goes up 10,000 feet into the sky. It's a volcano. Let's hope we get at least close to the top as the sun begins to rise.
So obviously, that last part did not actually happen.
There was no monster.
The dawn is dawning. Trying to get some sunrise action. Peaceful and quiet.
In fact, there was absolutely nothing to be afraid of.
Hard to look bad with that kind of light.
I managed to make it up about 2/3 of the way up the mountain before the sun began to rise. It was still a pretty profound experience.
There it comes. At this altitude, I genuinely have the sense that we are spinning around and the sun is staying in place. Whoa.
When I was in my 20s and 30s and in the grips of paralyzing anxiety, this sort of thing would have been near impossible. So I was feeling pretty grateful. So I offered up a prayer to God.
This is so awesome. Yeah! Yeah! Woo!
Before making a final push to the top.
There's my car.
Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird is spoken.
Keep in mind that although it's only a 5.5-mile round trip, the effects of the altitude may make things feel a little bit more challenging.
We're pretty high up, 10,000 feet off of sea level, and the air is a lot thinner. Got super dizzy.
To the east, you could see the shadow cast by Lassen Peak on the smoke from the wildfires that hung in the sky, a reminder that our climate is changing. Hey, do you remember when I was at the foot of the mountain feeling nervous? Well, maybe you noticed that there was a tiny light off in the distance behind me. If you did, you are awesome. That light was there because it turns out that I was not the only person on the volcano that morning.
Hi there, I'm Michael.
I'm Tisha.
And we're at the top of Lassen Peak.
Just beyond the summit rim lies the actual peak. Across a small snowfield, watch your step.
Holy crap.
There's a scramble up some rocks.
A little bit of scrambling towards the top. Come on, bug. Who you?
And there was yet another hiker who beat me to the peak, and they were kind enough to shoot video of me finishing the climb.
You made it. You made it.
Thank you, Win.
Did it. Top of the world. And I don't love heights, man, but holy crap.
Now, I'm a pretty slow hiker, so people started to arrive en masse as soon as I reached the peak. But that didn't matter. As you'll see, I wasn't there for the solitude or the view.
So I actually came up here for the cell service. It's the only place you can get cell service in the park, and I wanted to listen to Taylor Swift's new album, and this was the only place I could do it.
We were
something, don't you think so?
Totally worth it.
On the way down, don't forget to peep the mighty Mount Shasta. Make no mistake, this isn't an easy hike. However, I did see this guy getting to the peak in flip-flops with nothing but a grocery bag in his hand, so make of that what you will. On the way down on a hot day, the frigid waters of Lake Helen sure look inviting. And if you're like me, you'll say, don't mind if I do.
Do you miss me, Lee?
That is so awesome. Yes.
Oh shit! Am I much closer than I was?
Rolling.